Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Can anyone respond? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So we start discussing the class 12 topics more. The Python, pandas. So pandas, Python provides different types. Python is almost everything is like a predefined libraries. In that libraries, different types of libraries are there. That libraries we can also called as modules. Okay, everything is like a predefined modules only in Python. If you want to use any module, the module contains functions, predefined functions. Each module contains some predefined functions like math module. You know that math module contains a square root function, power function, like sine function, cos function, like different types of functions. But how can you use these functions? Math dot square root, because square root is a function which is existing in the module of math. And before that, if you want to work with math, compulsory you have to import the math module. So this is the way you need to work with modules. But as per our syllabus, so why we are using pandas is the best usage for data analysis, data analysis purpose. So pandas is the best advantage. Why we are using pandas module is for data analysis. For this data analysis, pandas provides Python provides different modules, which includes a pandas module, numpy module. Actually, first numpy module, Python provides different types of modules, which includes numpy, pandas, and matplotlib. Okay, remember these three modules. So in these three modules only, your class 12 first unit, the entire first unit is. So numpy module, pandas module, and matplotlib module. Why numpy module we are using is for numerical Python. Numpy stands for numerical Python, which provides array kind of data, provides arrays, which provides arrays, and pandas provides three data structures. Pandas includes three data structures, which includes series data structure, series data structure, and the second one is data frame data structure. Data frame is a single word, remember, DF capital, and the series S is capital compulsory. And the third one is panel data structure. Third one is panel data structure. But as per our syllabus, we have only two data structures. The two data structures are these two, series and this one. And matplotlib module is there. This module we are using for data visualization. Data visualization. And already we have discussed this all. Anyhow, once again you try to understand. If we want to work with these modules, first of all, we have to install these modules. Without installing, it is not possible to work with this module. Then how to install this module? You have to install these modules in the Python environment by using command called pip command. By using pip command, we can we know that Python is a case sensitive language. If anything is a capital, compulsory you have to write in a capital. If anything is small, then you have to write in a small letters only. Highly recommended. So remember that. And by using pip command, pip install numpy, automatically it will be installed the numpy module. But whenever you are installing, you have to select the you have to do this in command prompt. In command prompt, where you should install, wherever the Python is installed, in that location only you have to install the pandas or numpy or matplotlib module. So anyhow, the important question for 1 marks, which command you have seen already in the pre-board or phase exams, they asked one question, which command we are using to install the modules. Sometimes they will ask which command we are using to install the libraries. Modules or libraries, both are same only. So the pip command we are using to install the modules or libraries. Be careful, mark. In exam, some of the questions which are not, you are not maybe focused, those questions also will be covered in these sessions. So be careful. So pip command we are using to install the numpy or pandas or matplotlib. Once installation is done, then how to work with this module? You have to import that module. Import the module at a Python environment. Import the module at a Python environment. Here environment means where we are working, which editor we are using there. How to import the module? You can import the module by using import statement, import and a module name. So suppose if you want to use a numpy module, and if you want to work with pandas, then pandas module. And if you want to work with matplotlib, import matplotlib. Okay. And if you want to change the numpy name you can use alias name, import numpy as np. And remember, this is a alias name which is replacing with numpy. So you may get a doubt, sir, what are the rules you should follow while writing the name? While writing the name, we need to follow identifier rules, which are very, very highly recommended. You can write your name also. You can write your name also. There is no problem. But the only thing is that name should satisfy the rules of identifier, because it is a name. Import module as alias name. That is the syntax. Import numpy as np and import pandas as pd and import matplotlib. Matplotlib contains a submodule like pyplot. In that pyplot you can use as plt. Like this you can use the alias names to change the module name. But installation time for matplotlib, you need not write matplotlib.pyplot. You can directly write pip install. If you want to install pandas, you can install pandas. And if you want to install matplotlib, pip install matplotlib. These are the three modules you have to install in your Python. After installing the Python software in your system, if you want to work with any one of this module, compulsory you have to install those modules. After installing, you have to, in every program, you have to import that module if you are using. Then coming to the pandas module. What is the pandas module? Pandas module provides data structures. What is the use of this data structures? The data structures we are using to store or organize the data, or to store or arrange the data in a computer in a systematic manner. Okay. Even in your my computer you can see actually the data structures are a separate subject. In any language, you take C, C++, Java, any language you take, Python data structures are a separate subject. But Python also use the same data structures, but as per our syllabus, Python different data structures they provided to store or organize the data in a order. What are the data structures is? One is a series object. So remember what is the data structure definition also. Series object, and the next one is data frame data structure. They are data frame object. You can call anything. And the third one is panel data structure. Panel data structure. These are the three data structures we have in pandas, but as per our syllabus we have only two data structures like series object as well as data frame object. Let me show you what is this series data structure. The series data structures, we know that if you want to work with the only series object, first of all you have to import pandas module as pd, and then what are the properties of series object. And otherwise, before, let me tell you what are the characteristics or properties of series object. Is it is a one dimensional data structure. It is a one dimensional data structure. And second one second one is it allows homogeneous data elements. Be careful, homogeneous data. And series values are having values are having values are mutable. You can change it. Okay. And size is immutable. You may get a doubt, sir, what is the difference between values and size, sir? Values and size means already you created one series data structure which contains some data elements. That elements you can modify. Okay? Suppose one element is 10, if you want you can make it a 20 or 30, like that you can modify. But size means what? Already you created series object which contains 4 elements. It is not possible to add a new element. Then what happened if you add? Size will be increased. But size is what actually immutable, not possible to change. If you delete an element in the existing series object, then also size will be reduced. So that but size is what? Immutable. That is what about the difference between size and values. So remember these 4 points. So this is what about the series object. And similarly, you coming to here data frame also. Theoretically we cover here itself data frame. So data frame is what? What is the difference between series and data frame? Is data frame is a two-dimensional data structure. Two-dimensional data structure. Whereas it allows, coming to the data part, it allows heterogeneous data. We know that heterogeneous data. And coming to the values is mutable as well as size is also mutable. This is what the difference between the data frame as well as series object. Let us see how to create. First of all, how to create empty series. How to create empty series. And remember, pandas creates a series object creates. Sometimes they will ask a question like this. Series object creates a one dimensional. Series object creates a true or false. They asked in the previous exam. Series creates one dimensional array like data structure. Remember, array like data structure. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true, because series creates a data like array. When you will know that is whenever we are discussing about attributes, that time once again I will remind this point and discuss there. But remember this, series objects creates not only one dimensional data, it creates one dimensional array like data structure also, correct only. So right, so that it is true. So it is always true only. Remember. Now coming to here, how to create a series object is, first of all, if you want to create a series object, you have to import the pandas module. Import pandas. If you import pandas, then observe what is the syntax to create a empty series object. Syntax. So series name equal to pandas dot series S capital. This is the way of, see here function. Series is a predefined function. It means that series is a predefined function that exists in the module of pandas. Okay, so that's why we imported only module as pandas so that we outright pandas dot series. But series is a function. Whenever it is a function, it expects some arguments. Actually, inside whatever you pass, they are called arguments or parameters. Both are same only. Arguments are parameters. But if you want to create a empty series object, very simple. Observe small example. Series object name, yes. See, series name should follow identifier rules. What are the identifier rules? Already we discussed in the couple of days back. So you remember that series identifier rules. Now s equal to pandas dot. I'm creating empty series so that you should not pass any arguments. Then it is empty series. So what is the output you will get if you print this yes? If you print this yes, the output you will get like this. Okay, series of empty brackets open and close, comma b type colons float 64. We know that why it is returning float 64. Float 64 is because default. There is no data in the series object. Whenever the data whenever the data does not exist in the series object, it allows the data as a default. The default data, whatever the data default is always float data type, but NumPy provides a special data type for pandas. What are the data types are? Float 8, float 16, float 32, float 64, like variants. But anyhow, default size is 64. The 64 means 64 bits, remember, 64 bits. Okay, so that implies you can try to understand 8 bits. 8 bits equal to 1 byte. 8 bits equal to 1 byte. Then 64 bits equal to 64 bits equal to, how to get it? 64 bits equal to, how to convert it as a bytes, equal to 64 divided by 8. Then you will get 8 bytes as a size. Each element each element in the series will occupy, if it is a default or float values, 8 bytes. If you want to change the size, I will tell you later how to change it. This is the way of creating empty series object. Okay, as a simple example, let me show you. Import pandas. If you want to change the name, you can change the pandas name as a pd. Obj equal to, my series name is obj. Then you can write a pd dot series of open and close. You may get a doubt, sir, why you wrote here pandas and why you wrote here pd? Because here I imported only pandas. I did not change the name of the pandas, so that I wrote here pandas dot series. But here you guys observe, pandas name I changed as a pd, so that wherever you want to write pandas, there you can replace with a word called pd. So now observe, let me print this, print of obj, then you will get the output, this one. Series object empty is always this one. This is the output we will get. And here two things you should remember. What are the two things is, how to create a series object is one thing, and if they only given this, sometimes they will give this statement, it returns dash output, then that time you need to write exact output like this. Simply they will give this statement, what it returns the output, what is the output it will display. Like the different questions they'll ask, you should ready to write any kind of answer. So for series, whenever you are printing, every time it will print with a data type. But if it is empty, then only it will return float 64. Apart from that, based on the data, it will create a D type. So be careful about that. So the next one, how to create a non-empty series object. Remember guys, 1 minute. Non-empty series. Non-empty series means first you should know the syntax. What is the syntax for non-empty is same syntax, series name equal to pandas dot series of, how many parameters we can pass? 3 arguments. Data equal to 1D, comma, index equal to, you can use a row index, which is optional, not mandatory. Next, D type, which we are using to change the D type or some other things. We will discuss one by one. First, let me show you what is the index parameter, index argument. We are using indexes. We are using index index argument to change the default index of a series object. Because suppose if you observe the series object is a one dimensional data structure. How it will print the data? 0, 10, 120, 230, 340, like this it will print the data. And d type is all are integer values. So integer means you will get the default size into 64. But here why empty series output is error, Kishore? Why error, Kishore? Then tell your answer, Kishore. You can see what is the empty series. Let me show you what is the output of empty series. Pandas as 3D is equal to 3D dot. You will get a warning, but don't worry about warning message. Series. Say I am not passing any arguments. Print of yes. Observe the output. Yes or no? Same output. Observe. I'll paste here whatever I wrote. What is the difference? Kishore. Right. Next. Now observe. Whenever we are printing the series object, whenever you are creating a series object with certain of data, only data, you will get a default index. Series, see 0, 1, 2, 3, all the default index. How it will get the default index? The default index is always written like this by using this function, range index function. What is the range index function? Start equal to 0, stop equal to 1, stop equal to n, comma, step equal to 1. When start is 0, stop n means you will get till n minus 1. This is the default index of series object. I don't want this default index. I want to change this index. Then you can use the index attribute. Whatever the index attribute we use, by using that index attribute, you can change the default index from 0, 1, 2, 3 to other. And then what about the d type? The d type we are using for two purposes. One is to change the size, default size of the data in the series what we passed, or to change the type of the data. Okay, but anyhow, d type, here we are using d type stands for, first of all remember, d type means data type. D type means data type. What data types we are using in this series? We are using only NumPy data types. Remember, very very important point, NumPy data types. NumPy data types means, what are the NumPy data types we have? We have integer variations, int 8, int 16, 2 bytes, int 32, how many bytes? 4 bytes. Next, int 64, 8 bytes. Next, int 128. Like this variations. Similarly in float also same, float 8, float 16, float 32, float 64, and so on like this. But for integers default size, for integers default size, what is the default size? Default size is 64. Similarly for decimal, for float values, default size is 64 only. But in the case of NumPy, numeric ND array you are using, in the case of ND array, in the case of data as ND array, then only integer size is 32 instead of 64. Remember this point, very very important. So this is what D type. So D type means these all are the data types. The data types we are using not Python data types, we are using NumPy data types. In Pandas, we are using NumPy data types. So how to write that NumPy data types? D type equal to np dot int 8. Then integer value size will be reduced from 64. It means that 8 bytes to 1 byte only. 8 bits is 1 byte. So a lot of memory we are going to save. This is the way you have to write. Or you can change the integer data you provided, but you want float, convert that integer data as a float, then you can write a D type. Otherwise it is not recommended. D type is always optional only. Now coming to the data, third one. So total we are discussing about 3 arguments what we can pass into the series object. What are the 3 arguments? Data argument, index argument, D type argument. The data argument means data means only one dimensional data it will allows, because series object is a one dimensional. What are that one dimensional data you can pass? You can pass Python sequence as a data. Python sequence means what? It includes strings, comma, list, comma, tuple. That's why we discussed in the last couple of classes about the list, strings, tuple and all. Next, you can pass ND array as a data. ND array as a data means what are the things we can use? We can use arrange function, which belongs to NumPy, and array function that also belongs to NumPy, and linspace function, line space function, and tile function. These are the 4 functions we can use to pass ND array as a data. And third one, dictionaries. Dictionaries are quite different when compared to all others data. Be careful. Dictionary as a data. And finally, scalar values as a data. These are the 4 types of data we can pass as a data to the series object whenever we are creating. Let me create how to create a series object, by using scalar values. Reverse will come this time. Scalar values. This question already given in your pre-board too. Okay, what is that question they given is like this, 201. Index is like this, they given 201, 202, 203, 204, 205, and they given here fixed data. What is that? 700. Here also 700. Very few of the students written exact what expected manner. Remaining all are written also correct only, but that is not good programming. You are writing that program means other programs other than scalar values you are used means you don't know about scalar values. This is the question they given. Actually very simple this question, but all are written data 5 times 700 comma 700 comma 700, index equal to 201, 202, 203, 204, like that they return. That is not actually a good programming. See, same value repeated how many number of times? 5 times. So you can take scalar values. So what is scalar value means? Scalar value is nothing but single value. Single value. You can pass single value as a data. Single value. Okay. Scalar value is nothing but single value. So, but whenever you are passing that single value as a data to the series object, you need not enclose that data in a single quotes or double quotes if it is a number, and you need not enclose in any square brackets or any other thing. Let me show you one small example. One by one we'll see how to create this data, this series object by using scalar value. It is common, you know that import pandas as PD. Dumpy is not required until or unless you use a NDRA as a data or D type if you specify. Now let me show you. S1 equal to PD dot series S capital. Always remember how many times I told, still some students are returning S is a small only. God only will save you. So remember, see, we'll pass just 700 as a data, comma, index equal to, what is the index they given? The index given 201, 202, 203, 204, 205. This is the index. Then close the bracket, and you can print S1. S1. That's it. Over. This is the output you will get for this.
So for index,
But here, suppose if you enclose this in square bracket, what happens? You will get error because it treats this data as a index list. Because of these brackets, it treats this data as a list. List contains one element, but the index is what? 5 element. So list count not match with the index count. That is the error you will get. So even you should not enclose this like a tuple also, because it is not a list or it is not a tuple, just it is a scalar value. So that scalar value will be replicated given number of index times, so you will get output like this. This is the way of writing program. But some students, how they return is, they return the same code, but the only thing what they did is very simple. They use it like this. Data equal to, they return 700 comma 700 comma 700 comma. Okay, like this they return. Of course, there is no problem. But the only thing is, see, same value, what is the need to write this many number of times? So that you can use. Some students used tile of. Some students written the same program. They went to ND array. They imported NumPy module and they written ND array np dot tile of 700 comma 5, and they passed that ND array as a data with the following index. That all are not required. Simple program. Very simple program. You can use this one. This is the way of. Suppose if you write instead of 700, if you write any string as a data I, then what happened? This I will be replicated by a number of times. And if you are not passing the index, suppose if you are not passing the index, Control X, then what happened? You will get 0 space 700 D type into 64 you will get. So how many number of times you given index, that many number of times the scalar value will be replicated, and it is highly recommended that the scalar value should not enclose in any brackets like a list or a tuple, because it is a scalar value, it is not a list. Let me show you this practically. After that, if you have any doubt, you can interact with me. Let me show you import. Of course, not required, just for your understandability purpose I am writing import pandas as PD. Then you can see series 1 equal to PD dot series of, and then 700 comma index equal to some students written like this, range of 201 colon 206, written like this. Just let us see what happened. See, range 201 colon 201 comma 206. Okay, observe. Okay, so print of yes, sorry, series 1. Series 1. Observe. Over. That's it. You need not write 705 times, or you need not go to tile function and all. Just remember about scalar value. But let me show you one small variation. So if I keep here this, for example, if I enclose this in square bracket, let's observe guys. Read the error. Length of passed value is 1. 1 means we kept this in single enclosed in a square brackets, means it treats that as a list. So list, whenever you are using as a data, index also should be equal number you have to pass. But index is a 5, list value you passed is 1 only, mismatch, so that it return error. Be careful about that. Even let me show you by sending this as a, some students written, that's why I'm showing this. Be careful. Observe, I'm passing as a tuple. Okay, a tuple it is written error. Without error, observe, print of 1 minute. Tuple it is allowed. Wait, 1 minute. But observe, instead of range index, let me show you what I will do. Index equal to 201, 202, 203. Try to understand all possible ways, guys. Not that much easy. Don't expect the simple. Now observe, again error. Sorry, 2 indexes written. 1 minute more. And uh, let me pass this in brackets like a tuple. Okay, as a tuple it is allowing tuple, like, because it can convert the original data is also tuples. We have seen earlier. This is what. But list you should not send as a data. So this is the way of creating scalar values. And let me show you another data. Instead of strings, instead of numbers, let me pass one data welcome as a string. Then observe. Scalar value means same value will be replicated in the given number of indexes. And finally, let me show you 1 minute. Welcome. I don't want to pass any index. You can observe guys now. What is the output you will get? 0 comma welcome. The type is object. Why object? Because welcome is a string. Welcome is a string. String in pandas will treat as an object, so that it written as a object. Now tell me, any doubt about the scalar value as a data? Any doubt? Respond ma. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. The next one will see dictionary as a data. Dictionary as a data to the series object. Second, I mean from last but one. From last we are reverse order. We are discussing dictionary. Dictionary as a data. Dictionary as a data. Dictionary means we know that in last class already we discussed theoretically about the dictionary. Once again we just revise. Dictionary means we are sending the data like a key colon, values, and separate with the comma, like a key colon, values, like how many number of key colon values you want write, that many you can write. And every key should be unique. Every key should be unique. The values may be replicate, okay, but keys cannot be replicate. Because in dictionaries data we can access by using keys only. The values of the dictionaries we can access by using the keys of the dictionary, so that it is highly recommended that you have to use the keys as always unique. And if the key or values are strings, if the key or values are strings, then they should be enclosed in single quotes or double quotes, highly recommended. And next, data is enclosed in curly braces, okay. And dictionary is a mutable object. These are the characteristics about dictionaries. Let me show you how to create. You can create individually the dictionary like this: DICT equal to open square bracket and pass the data key colon value. Key is a string, so it is enclosed. Value is not a string. Numerics, it is not enclosed. Comma. One more key, student name. And if you use capital, compulsory you have to use anywhere that capital only. And the name is a string, so that it should be comma. Marks is a string, it should be colon, but marks are integers, so that it's not. This is the dictionary you created. Then create a series object obj1 equal to pd dot series of. Okay, you can pass dictionary as a data. And remember guys, whenever we are passing dictionary as a data, we need not pass the index. Because remember one of the important point, dictionary keys will always written as a index in the series. And dictionary, remember this point, values always written as a data in the series. Because the data is always associated with the keys only. So that if you want to get this data, compulsory the index should be dictionary keys only. So that what is the output we will get? The output index is student number and 101 student name. And what is the output? Student name, and the data is RAM. And marks, and the data will get as 85. And d type we will get object. Now the question will be raised, sir, whenever we are discussing about the series object, you told that the second point is series object allows to only homogeneous data items, sir. You told that series object always allows homogeneous data items. But when you observe the data items here, is it homogeneous? It is a heterogeneous. Then how it allows that heterogeneous data? What happened when the heterogeneous data you passed? Heterogeneous, this is heterogeneous, right? Because you can see student number is a string, 101 is integer. Two different data types. So two different data types of data is always becomes heterogeneous, not homogeneous. Homogeneous means same data types of elements. But heterogeneous means what? Different data types of elements. But series allows homogeneous only. How can you pass heterogeneous as a data? Because what series will do is, series have inbuilt nature. One inbuilt nature, what is that inbuilt nature is, it can convert, first of all it will check what are the data types, integer and string. Among the integers and the string, as per the data type's priority, which data type element has the higher priority, the remaining lowest data elements also converted as a higher prioritized data, so that it will become a homogeneous. Now you coming to here, 101 is integer, 85 is integer, but RAM is a string. String has the higher priority, so that what happened? Remaining elements also converted as a higher prioritized data. So that is what strings are. That's why it written as a object as a data. It convert this all as a homogeneous. not index, only data. This is the way of. Now the next question is, sir, the same program, and remember you have to import anyhow, you have to import the module like pandas as PD. And now observe the same program. What I will do is, as per my knowledge, I got some idea. What is that idea is, you guys observe just a moment. You can observe here. So I just want to change the index. Then dictionary, as usual, I did dictionary equal to index equal to A, B, C, D. This is the index I given. Index equal. Then what is the output I will get? Can anyone tell? What is the output for this? Index is already given A, B, C. No doubt about this. B, C, D. And what is the data we will get in the place of A? Can anyone respond? Aravind,
None, sir.
what is the data we'll get?
None, sir. None.
Nan. Why? Because this is a key A, you given as a key, but there is no key that exists in the dictionary. So that unknown data always fill as a nan. And here also nan. And here also nan. And here also nan. And remember, D type it won't return as a float one. D type you will get as object only. Because of all as an answer, it will get one nan means it will return float only. All are nans, it will return the output as object. Then immediately I will make one change. What is that change is, instead of B I will give yes name. Then tell me guys, what is the output? In B place index will come as a yes name.
Name Ram.
What is the output? Yes name will came with Ram because there is a key. There is a key already, yes name. So key and the index both are matched. Observe, A key does not exist, so nan yes name already existed, you will get Ram value, and CD does not exist. Now be careful, observe carefully and tell me marks. Now there is no D, so we have marks. Tell me what is the output. Observe carefully and tell me guys. Anyone?
None,
Anyone can tell. Why nan? Marks already
M.
there na?
Small m, sir.
Marks already key exists.
Small m, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. Because yes, Monica. Correct. Why? Because that is what I told. Python is a case sensitive language. Every character is very, very important. You guys can observe marks here, all are small, M small. But marks here, M is capital. Both keys are does not match. So marks small case key does not exist in this dictionary, so that it return output as man. Okay, this is the way of passing dictionary as a data to the series object. Any doubts? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Yeah. You can, I think, what is the time class?